financial independence. So we made a lot of mistakes, especially when we were in university. So do you have any advice that you would give to like people who are starting out? Any small tips that like you are doing now that are working?
For me, recently, my savings were like, I wouldn't say they were not there, but it would feel like I could have managed it a bit better. And for me, you also need to understand this, that before I give this tips, it's all,
Mm.
I could be in a different part of my life or like stage of my life, and you could be in a different stage of life. Just to give you a brief idea, I'm a person who recently started their first job and just started getting a savings account, and I am not planning to start investing very soon. I'm just still working on creating that safety net of sufficient savings amount before I actively start investing and everything. So I'm at this stage of life to just give you a better idea on that. So I do help with my household finances as well. And I use this money manager app, and every
Mm.
time I receive a salary, what I do is I remove the savings as expenses first. So let's say I receive my salary on 1st of January. I have, yeah, about five different savings folders. So I put maybe like 10% in one folder, 10% in another, and everything like that. So I cut off the savings part first out of my salary, and that will give me a remaining figure I have for the month. And after that, I cut off the basic household expenses that I usually contribute to. And factor in all of those out, there will be like maybe few, very few amount there. But usually I keep this as something that I would be using for my daily expenses, so that at least I know where do I stand. Because it is very helpful, because it's natural that you think to put savings in the last part or something like that, or although you may have plans like, oh, I'm going to put 20% of my savings, but unless you naturally minus it, usually our brain still thinks that we have cash, especially when we're using bank account and it shows the combined cash. We tend to be like, oh, it's okay, I have a good financial position, but in long term it would not help you a lot. So the trick is to trick your brain here. So trick your brain into
Mm.
thinking that you only have this limited amount of money that you can work on. And another thing that I really liked is, let's say I happen to spend maybe few thousand more, and what I do is I put it as a liability or extra commitment on the next month.
Mm.
So,
Okay.
so that at least that in next month I'm saving slightly extra. So it's, I understand that it can get a bit tricky, especially if you're living alone and you have a very active social life. But these kind of things make you think, okay, what are other ways for me to enjoy free stuff? So other ways of me getting extra income. That makes me think about that more when I see that, oh, I only have very few amount to spend on. What about you? Is there any tricks that you have up your sleeve?
I do quite a similar way of saving, I would say. You explain like a budget system, right?
Mm-hmm.
You categorize what is your expenses, what is your necessary needs
Mm-hmm.
to be
Mm-hmm.
saved, and such and
Mm-hmm.
such. There are many ways of saving, I would
Mm-hmm.
say. If you can check out on YouTube and such, there are probably like a million one ways to save. But I would say it's like I struggle more on like, I guess, impulse buying for now, since like, with the whole COVID thing, like online shopping is so easy, so easy. So you get roped into spending more than you are usually meant to spend because of, you're being enticed by all these sales and such. So for me, it's setting a budget on how you can just like go crazy and spend that amount of money, and then you give this a feeling of gratification, and that tricks your mind, like you're saying like, oh yes, I got everything that I wanted for this amount of money, and that's all I'm gonna spend, and the rest I'm gonna save or like put in certain expenses that needs to be spent, like insurance or mortgage or loan or whatever that you have. And yeah, another thing is, I think if you want to save money, you have to be in the mindset of, I guess, being broke. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
correct.
you 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 have to feel this. I don't know. It's like this desperation of not being enticed to spend more because you think like, oh, I have no money. And I think that is a good mindset to have, at least while you're in the stage of saving, getting that foundation that you need to invest in the future, maybe. And everything is digital. And then you just see that number on your bank account or whatever, and you feel that you have so much money because of that amount of number that you see on your bank account. But in actuality, if you break it down, there's not much money at all.
I mean, it's been there
So
since so many months. You need to take note of that. It took so long
exactly.
to come until here, and yes, it seems like a lot, but remember, you worked hard for a lot of months to just get this
Yes.
measly small amount, especially as a fresh
Yes.
graduate. It's not much. It's not much, and you need
Uh,
to take that in mind whenever you see the compiled figure there. And
uh-uh.
adding to that feeling of being broke, I think it helped me a lot in uni, I would say, because I mean sometimes I did use it as one of the reasons to tell my friends that I don't want to socialize. Yeah, I mean,
Mm,
it's not that I don't want to talk, it's just that I feel like I'm not in that state. So I think one of the easiest answer was, sorry guys, I'm broke, I can't make it. And it kind of became my habit. I don't know if Zess recalls that or not, but every time they ask me for something, then I'll be like, oh, I have to consider it. I'm broke. So they always thought that I have very terrible money management skills. Yeah,
mm,
because I always said I'm broke. But yeah, don't overdo it. But it actually helped me a lot in saving some money as well. Because yeah, and the main thing is it's okay to say no, because I understand that in some part of your life, you're like what Jess said during the COVID, that impulsive shopping was one of the thing that she really did a lot. And I think a lot of people did that as well. So you need to teach yourself how to say no to yourself as well, and how to say no
mm,
to people as well when you know that you are going over budget. Because there will be the instant gratification that, oh yes, oh everything is happy, I'm feeling better and everything. And I'm not saying that don't compromise your mental health or anything for this. I mean, if it helps you feel better, then definitely it's good. But you also need to know the extent that you can expand your expenses on. Because although it may provide you that instant gratification, in long term, it may generally not be healthy with you, especially when you want to get higher, like last kind of mortgages or like loans that needs higher savings. You really need to have to work out this habit of saying no. And yeah, it's a difficult journey, but
yeah.
that's how you start. I think recently your online shopping impulsiveness has dropped.
Yes.
I don't see her like putting out, guys, look, I bought this thing as much nowadays. Yeah, so what has helped you in reducing that?
I think you just have to being picky on what you choose to spend your money on, because like what I learned from impulse buying is that the happiness is very short. So if you want to get something that you would be happy for the long term, make it worth it. So don't spend on something that would turn out to be trash, or you wouldn't care about it in like a month or something. And in my opinion, if you're gonna spend on something like grand, advise you to go traveling. Spend it on experience instead of just going out to the pub and buying a lot of alcohol and just getting drunk the next day.
I used to have a housemate. She used to get this gratification when she bought appliances. Like, if she buys a huge multi cooker, she used to be like so happy, and she got it on sale. So, finances wise, I wouldn't comment on her side because that's her own ways of doing things. But she found gratification in that. So, yes, I mean, there are different ways. As long as you know your limit, I think that's okay
Mm-hmm.
where you want to spend on. But yeah, like what Jess said, spend something that will last you longer term. Every time you use it, you'll be happy.